The other day, we told you about the assassination of one Hamas leader over there in Iran, Haniyeh. I think Haniyeh. I think it's Haniyeh is how you pronounce it. Was assassinated, and and a lot of the world leaders talking about this, saying, "Hey, and this is what's making a lot of the tense situations more tense." So this is from Press TV. This is the foreign minister Lavrov says Haniyeh assassination unacceptable in talks with the Iran foreign minister. So Sergei Lavrov has denounced as unacceptable the assassination of the head of the political bureau of the Hamas resistance movement, Ismail Haniyeh, in Tehran, warning of its extremely dangerous consequences. In a telephone conversation with Iran's interim foreign minister Ali Bagheri Khani on Thursday evening, and I tell you, I don't do a lot of these Middle Eastern stories just so I can torture myself with the words and the names. I really do try to do these names right, but once you get to live action, anything goes. On Thursday, both sides expressed their condemnation of the killing of the Hamas leader and pointed out that the extremely dangerous repercussions of such actions in relation to simmering tensions in West Asia and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The two top diplomats noted that the architects of this provocative move wish to cease the negotiation process over a ceasefire in Gaza with such a step, stressing that the U.S. is militarily involved in all Israeli attempts to slide UN Security Council resolutions on formation of a Palestinian state into oblivion. Lavrov also called upon all parties that can influence the situation in the Gaza Strip and West Asia to avoid any action that could cause further destabilization and loss of lives. So he's asking for cooler heads to prevail, because he knows that Israel is totally picking this fight. They want this fight because they want an all-out war, because of the the fairy tale book. What's up, Choosy? So he was in Iran. Haniyeh was in Tehran to attend the swearing-in ceremony of Iran's newly elected president, Masoud Pezeshkian, alongside other axis of resistance leaders, who was martyred alongside with his bodyguard in an attack early on Wednesday. And apparently his whole family got wiped out too. Grandsons, like 100 of his people gone, right? And his assassination is being looked into as oops, that's not the right one. Hold, please. There was an article here where they were talking about, where is it? Did I not load it? Okay. I guess I didn't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I don't know why that's down there. Let me put this over here. Science. Okay, there we go. So, apparently the bomb that killed Haniyeh was this is wild. So Dave DeCamp once again. According to the New York Times, he was killed by a bomb Israel planted in Tehran 2 months ago. So, like I said, he was in town for the inauguration of the new Iranian president, and he had stayed at the same guest house in previous visits. So, so there was a pattern. They figured he was going to be staying there again. But wait a minute, what else happened 2 months ago? Wasn't that when the dude got assassinated? The president got assassinated. So if it was planted 2 months ago, how would they know that guy was going to be there? I mean, I guess he's there all the time, but I don't know. That's a little rabbit hole to go down. But so he was killed by a bomb Israeli intelligence planted at an official guest residency in Tehran about 2 months ago. according to the New York Times. He was in Tehran for the inauguration and had stayed at the guest residence on previous visits, the Times report, which cited 5 Middle East officials, 2 Iranian officials, and 1 American. It said the bomb was detonated remotely when it was confirmed he was in a room at the guest house. The explosion killed him and his bodyguard at about 2 a.m. local time. Hamas officials initially said a missile struck the building, but there was no sign of Israeli warplane activity in the area. I don't know, Hamas, maybe it was a plane, because, planes fly into buildings all the time around here. The Pentagon, the people said that was a missile too. It's like, yeah, it probably was a missile. Again, another rabbit hole. So they said he was killed by a bomb planted at the guest house in advance by the Israeli spy agency Mossad. The residency was heavily guarded by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, and the assassination demonstrates the Mossad's deep reach within the Islamic Republic. Israel has a history of conducting covert attacks inside Iran, including assassinations with gunmen, small drone attacks, and similar operations involving explosives. Israel's been responsible for several explosions inside Iran's Natanz civilian nuclear facility. Now, so yeah, they knew in advance that he was going to be there. At least, like I said, maybe they just planted it, and then it's he's going to be here. And it was just like one of these indefinite kind of things, or maybe they knew he was going to be there in 2 months. I don't know. Sounds crazy.